Hello, and welcome to the Vlogging Pod. Today we are joined by fantasy author and audiobook narrator, Tawn Mikila. Now, I'm going to mispronounce this one. Your last name. Is it Krakowski? Krakowski? Krakowski. Am I getting that right? Anywhere near. Just let me know if I get anywhere near. Anywhere? Anywhere?
It's close enough, and I've been called worse.
Okay. Well, there's the applause.
So technically.
Okay.
So the my last name is Makala, which is Finnish for hilltop.
Really?
Which is the weirdest thing. And I can hear myself twice. It's freaking me out.
Oh,
and then,
it's good over here.
Krakowski is my married name, which I'm using as my pen name, but I didn't change it because it's Krakowski, and I'm too lazy to write that many letters. So
I gotcha. You know what though? This is a little bit off topic. Well, this is on topic, but it's not the questions I have. I didn't realize the whole Krakowski, because you have it as Makila on our Facebook friend thing, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm missing something here. So I was a little confused, and then I'm like, well, all her books has the Krakowski, and I'm like, man, I am so messed up. I don't know. Just putting that out there, just to know what you're getting into when you do an interview with me.
A long history of the weird name thing. So my given name is Tawn Kimberly Makala.
Okay.
And my family calls me by my middle name, so they call me Kimberly.
Really?
And my mother remarried when after a divorce,
Mm-hmm.
and bless you.
Oh, thank you.
And her last name is Brown. So for a time I was Kim Brown. And then I also have aunts with the name Kim. So for a while I was Kim Makala or T. Kim Makala. And then eventually I was Tawn. And now it's just, whatever it happens to be at the moment.
Oh, okay. Either way, I go with whatever you want to be called. I really like the name Tawn, though. I think it's unusual and unique. But you know how I am about that.
My mom once told me she had too much morphine at the birth. So.
Oh, my God.
She also said she had a friend in Germany named Tawn, so that's the one that I'm choosing to believe.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get this started. Usually I have a few people that have come in, but I'm just like, so I've already sent out the link and everything. So if anyone pops in, don't get too, you know what I mean? We'll not let us use focus. There we go. Sometimes my tongue just doesn't want to roll right. So
I know, right? Mine does that too.
I know. See, we have too much in common. I was really excited for this interview, by the way. If we keep talking like this, we are so going to be over 20 minutes, and I mean it. But I have a lot.
I'm okay with that.
Well, I'm good with it, too, because I think this is going to be so much fun. So, being from Illinois, primarily the Chicago suburbs, tell us how you ended up in Phoenix, Arizona.
Well, at the time, my husband was working for Allstate, doing computer geek stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he came home one day after, I like to think that it was probably about 2 feet of snow. He says it was like a couple of inches, but I remember there being a lot of snow. And he said, hey, so what do you think about moving to Phoenix? And I said, can we go right now? And that's how we ended up in Phoenix, because he eventually said, no, you have to wait until the kids are, done with the school year. But yes, we can move to Phoenix. So it was a business move for him.
Business move for him, but for you, for simply to be warm.
Yeah.
I like your thinking.
Uh-huh.
Now, just for full disclosure, my husband is from Arizona, and we've we've actually always talked about retiring to Arizona. Of course, the way our debt goes, that'll be a very long time. Okay, so I'm very curious to know because, like I tell everybody, I do a certain amount of research for each person that I interview. So with you, I was interested to find.
It's all lies. I'm just saying right now.
It is okay.
There's no pictures. There's no proof. Just saying.
Well, I don't know. I heard it on a few sources, so I'm thinking that there's some truth here. What I'm very curious to know more about is the gift you received for your 16th birthday and just how that led into your further career paths.
I like that. So, for my 16th birthday, my parents bought me an aerobatic glider ride. And
okay, wait a minute. What exactly is that? An aerobatic?
Well, so you go out to the local airport, and it's just like a little. It was in Bolingbrook, so it was Clow Airport out there.
Okay.
And they have an instructor with you, so they put you in a parachute, and they instruct you on, how to use the parachute in the unlikely event that you should need to use the parachute.
Oh my gosh!
And then they put you in the front seat of a glider, and that airplane is towed up into the sky by another airplane because gliders don't have engines.
Right.
And then once we get to a significant, a good altitude, we pull pull a lever inside the glider, and we are in flight with no engine and just kind of gliding around. And we did loops and rolls and upside down, and it was a blast. It was awesome.
Okay, so when you're up there, are you still being attached to the plane the entire time?
Yep, it's just like a two-seater airplane. So there's one seat in front of the other.
Okay.
And then it's got the great big long wings because it doesn't have an engine, so that's the only way that it can fly is just by gliding with the long wings.
Okay, but you're brought up there by an airplane, right? Another airplane that brings up the glider. Mm-hmm. Okay. So are you still attached to the other airplane, or did they let you go at some point?
Oh no, they let us go.
Oh, okay.
And then and then you do loops and rolls and kind of fly around a little bit, and then you eventually kind of come back in and land in the grass and the helicopter or in the glider all by yourself.
Oh wow!
It was glorious. It was so quiet.
It wouldn't be quiet for me. You know why? Oh my god! Oh my god! Were we done yet?
Let me rephrase that. It wasn't that quiet because actually there wasn't screaming. There was hysterical laughter. I don't really scream. I start laughing hysterically. I do it on roller coasters and those rides at like Dave and Buster's where you go upside down and stuff like that. I'm just laughing hysterically because I love it.
Oh, see, years ago, my husband and I, we went on a flight to see family. And something happened to that flight. It was delayed. And so we went on a, what do they call them? A propeller plane? Is that what it's called? I think. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm not a good flyer, okay? I'm just going to tell you. I am not a good flyer. I love you because I've known you a long time, but I am like the horrible flyer, okay? And the big thing for me is when they said, we're nose heavy, and we need some of you to move back to the back. Oh my gosh. I never white-knuckled a seat in front of me so hard than I did that trip. I mean, I'm seriously, I was scared out of my freaking mind. I'm just not good at heights and flying altogether. Okay, so
I think
go ahead.
I think for me it's more so that because I know what's happening, it's not so scary for me, and because I know what it. I'm fine. I know what's going to happen, so it doesn't bother me all that much. And also because I'm enclosed, I think
Right.
I have more of a fear of falling more so than heights.
It
You
might have
know?
something to do with being in control of it too. Because, I mean, you are the pilot,
Yeah.
right? Okay, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
that might, although I don't think anybody wants to see me pilot a plane. They'd be like checking that out. No, we'll be disboarding right now. So you went from pilot to writer.
Uh-huh.
Now, to me, that gives off so many images like fast and furious lifestyle. Like, yeah, watch me take the world on by storm. Does one career fuel another for you?
That's a really interesting question. I think it really kind of does, but
Okay.
not so much so as so when I was flying, I didn't like the I liked the flying aspect of it. I liked, the operating the equipment and being in the moment more so than, you know, uh, anything else
Mm-hmm.
that went along with it, the rules and all that other crap. I think writing is another way for me to kind of express those feelings, since I'm not really flying anymore.
Okay.
Um, and I think it does lend a good topic for the writing career, because I certainly do have some interesting stories.
Oh, I can imagine. I could imagine. Well, with my reference of Fast and Furious, I'd like to read a quote from you, if you're all right with that.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the quote I have. I'm simply not up to the task. I'm not ashamed to admit it that I'm a glaciously slow writer. And as I'm an introvert, social writing is not for me. Now, in full disclosure, this was referring to the nano writing stuff. Now, I've never done that myself, but I
Uh-huh.
found the comment awesome after hearing you were a pilot. So, does the comment still hold true, or do you push more out of your comfort
Hmm.
zone?
Well, I think now I really kind of am on the precipice of pushing more outside my comfort zone.
What a good word.
Um, I I think I've been coasting for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of um in the center portion of the journey, let's say.
Okay.
um, so yeah, I think that is still true. In that, I still do need to push past my comfort zone.
Okay.
Um, and now is a really good time for kind of me to do that. Right now everything's all lined up and ready to go.
Oh, awesome. I like that word. I wrote it down. Precipice. Pronounce it for me. I'm so sometimes I'm telling you what. I have to listen to some words. If I don't regularly use them, I'm like, Say that again. The press.
Oh, precipice.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Precipice.
It's
Precipice. That
actually
is.
that's I have to do that too. Thank goodness for Phobos and
Yes.
what's the other one? Emma says, because I'm like,
Yes.
all right, I've seen this word. I have no idea what it's pronounced.
Mine is always Google. I will put the word in Google and I will have say I'll just spell it out and say pronunciation and then it'll give me the word. But I love encountering new words that I don't normally use. So I've written that one down. I will
There
be
you
using
go.
that. Okay, I'm excited for this next question. Are you ready? I want to hear
Yeah, I'm
about
ready.
okay, I want to hear about your part in the book Zombies Need Love Too. Cuz first off, this cover is flipping amazing and it made me so giddy to know you were a part of it.
Isn't it awesome? I
Oh,
love that. I was really really surprised to be accepted into an anthology and to be among some of the other authors in that.
hmm.
It was fantastic.
Well,
Um,
how did that come about?
it was really kind of strange. I had written that as a Valentine's Day mini special for Big World Network
Hmm.
when I was a writer there, and just kind of going through Facebook like I do. I'm like a sponge looking through there, and I found someone accepting accepting short stories, and I said, hey, I've got one that kind of goes along that theme, and as it turned out, it worked perfectly for the anthology. That was fun.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about your story in the anthology. Did I lose you? You there? There you are.
So yeah. Oh, I'm sorry about that. um, so it's based on it's called Zombies Never Wait, Love Never Dies. Sorry,
Okay.
Love Never Dies, and it's kind of like a horror romance story.
Ah,
You
okay.
still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
I'm not sure if I got you because my phone sucks.
Can you hear me
Okay.
now?
All right.
All right.
So it's kind of a little odd romance horror story where zombie apocalypse has happened, and a man comes across an emergency center um, with a zombie that's just hanging around outside,
Wow.
and a very frightened individual inside that the zombie appears to be waiting for, but it's not entirely what he thinks, and it does have a little bit of a happy ending.
Well, good. Okay,
Hmm.
based on what I found on this, I decided to create a little game. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. This is called the Zombie Love Game. Now there's only 3 questions, so don't be too worried. Okay, this is a would you rather. Would you rather watch your love be turned into a zombie or you turn first to a zombie and then eat your love to eventually turn your love into a zombie as well?
All right, wait. So watch my love be turned into a zombie,
Yes, or you be
or
yes, or you be turned first, eat some of him and then he turns into a zombie. Uh-huh.
ooh, I do like biting. I'd have to go first.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to be the biter rather than the bitee.
Me too, but my hubby won't let me bite at all, so um see that goes into that just puts muzzle in my mind for some reason, but whatever. Okay, would you rather stay human and risk a kinky fetish with your zombie lover or be turned into a zombie to join your lover?
Ooh. Oh, well, that's hard. You know what? I would try anything, most things once. So we might have to go with option number one.
Oh my god, I love you. Okay. Okay. Would you rather be a parentless zombie with your lover or would you want to have kids?
Oh no, so I don't want to have kids when I'm a zombie. Why would I want to do that? Zombie kids. No, no, no. I have enough to like take care of them when I'm alive. I don't want to do it after I'm dead too.
Okay. All right, that's all I have for the game. Um let's turn this over
No
to
zombie kids.
no zombie
That's
kids.
just
All
creepy.
right, no zombie kids. Let's turn this over and talk about Darkling Drake and how this book came about.
Well, so that one just kind of happened. um, I've realized recently how how a lot of the stories that I've told just kind of come from someplace, in my subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Tony, I think that kind of fan of dragons. So it might just be a little bit of me wanting to be able to change into a dragon and breathe fire because that would be cool.
Oh, nice. Okay, so with Darkling Drake on our palettes, tell me about the episodes that you have on
Mm.
Apple Podcast.
Oh, okay. Um, so essentially, when I originally wrote Darkling Drake, it was in a serial episodic format
Mm-hmm.
with Big World Network. So there are 12 episodes in a season,
Okay.
and I believe there are 4 seasons of Darkling Drake, for a total of 48 episodes.
Nice.
Those have been compiled together, and essentially published also in ebook format and paperback through Barnes and Noble. And at the time, I did do an audio narration of them, which
Oh,
might be what's on the Apple Podcasts.
okay.
Um, but that was my very first attempt, so I think the recording quality is going to be pretty bad.
Okay, with
I will
just
eventually redo those.
okay, with just a few more minutes, or a few more seconds here, for my video camera tells me it's not going to record anymore. I know, right? It really does crunch my time. But I think the shorter podcasts are always funner because it makes you, you know what I mean, get on the ball and get it right in there. So tell us one
Oh
thing.
yeah, absolutely. Hop in and out.
Right, exactly. Tell us one thing that no matter how hard we look on the internet for a history of you, we won't find.
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, but you know what? I was born in pre-internet, so I'm sure there's quite a few things that you won't find on the internet.
But you can only give us one, just one.
So
Tell us one.
I don't know. That's one. All right. So you're not probably gonna find a picture of me and my young cousin, who's about 10 years younger than me, hanging out at the beach in Diamond Lake in early '80s, late '70s.
Okay.
Not gonna find that anywhere.
You were a delight to have on, even through our little technical difficulties. I want to thank you so much for being on the program. I want
Thank
every
you so much for having me. I'm really excited.
well, we saved the best for the last of this month. I'm just saying. Thank you so much, listeners, for coming in. We're going to start again this coming August. We have our next podcast will be on Thursdays. And we're getting ready to start Advent podcasting on Tuesdays. But this is going to be a little bit of a trial and error for us. So I will let you know more when we know more. Thank you again for coming in, guys, and have a great day. Thank you again, Tawn, for being with us. Have a good one, everybody.